stuff, and then we could go and find a place to sleep.
Sure.
Leon, didn't you know, like, an alchemist?
Yes.
Be able to go to her.
For what purpose?
Well, I mean, she might, I mean, seem to like you. Perhaps we could sleep there.
I don't know if there's enough room for all of us.
You would distinctly recall that you would have to remove a lot of stuff from the house in order to make room for everyone.
I honestly don't recall that much from a visit there.
Maybe
You
don't.
you may
It was nice. That's all I remember.
You fell into quite the you passed out from exhaustion, I believe is the correct way of putting it.
Oh, sure.
What did you do there?
'Cause I frankly don't remember. It was a different time. We were here. Everything was very stressful. But I remember that as one of the
Go
true
there.
light points, too.
You fell unconscious. I had a light snack and waited for you to wake up.
Yeah.
I did not go there then.
All right, fine.
There'd be enough room for 2 of us, not 5.
Find a cold, snowy, wet ruin. Sleep in.
You can certainly find
I mean-
a cold, snowy, wet ruin. It will not even remotely be comfortable, but you're adventurers!
I mean,
No,
We've
in-
stood outside Creel Dungeon waiting in the snow for days.
we could go to Sweet Hall.
We could, yes, we certainly could, and be impressed into the like service.
By the
Yeah,
time you
because they're
get
gonna
there,
be
it
there
might
right
be
now.
like, it would definitely be past 1 in the morning.
We could go to the.
Wouldn't this be a good place to put down Hurim's Hall again?
I suppose we could. Yeah.
We picked it up from here, we're putting it back down.
You'd want to find an empty space for it. Hiram's Hall does not approve of displacing things.
But it can displace things. Can we use it as
Don't
an
piss him off,
explosive?
okay?
You know what my mind just thought of? While we were at Chuuk's place, just froze the orb at the ground and turned it.
Sherm's Hall.
Courtyard.
Then we just gave Chuuk like a new magic item. Sherm's Hall can do a lot of things, but it doesn't want to, and you should not press it to do things
Right.
it want to do. It's a friendly thing. We certainly know of a place that should be just the right size for it. You might feel a bit weird that that's back. Probably put it somewhere else, where people don't immediately sort of, if that's the case. I mean, we could. Well, then we're damn well staying here until I can get it back with me.
Yeah, that's the thing though. We might have to leave in a hurry.
Yeah,
Might
and
be a
I don't
thing.
wanna abandon it.
Can't we just stay at an inn?
I mean, the inns here, either they serve people meat or they're sweet hall.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are certainly plenty of inns and taverns for all manners of adventurers. You could
I
certainly
think we
find a
should go.
place to stay.
I mean,
I think Sweet Hall would be the best option.
Wouldn't it be?
Sweet Hall, by the time you got there, you guys be fucking
far away.
exhausted and be sleeping until like late morning, if not early afternoon.
Went by
well,
outskirts of Goblin Market, like harbor tavern place that has like separate, like a single room we can all share, just us.
Sure, you can do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think anyone has a problem sleeping in the
The
same
problem
room.
with singling out, I want to go to Sweet Hall, is that you guys are here, and Sweet Hall is here. And that is a significant chunk of the city that you're crossing.
sure.
Drakkenhall is massive. Half of it is in ruins, and it is still massive.
Just be trembling about all this place.
Yeah,
It's
this
on
used
top
to
of
be-
like 7 cities.
This used to be an incredibly powerful and massive city until monsters fucking ravaged it and destroyed it 300 years ago.
Maybe one day it could be restored.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we could be the ones destroying it.
At any rate, you
And
folks,
then building it back up. I like that part.
the way you folks can certainly walk. I mean, you can eat just vegetable matter and don't have to be served questionable meat. Food prices are still their exorbitant bits, but I mean, you guys are adventurers and you can pay and handle things, and you can rest the night and talk about whatever it is that you want to do moving forward.
Good. I think we should go and get this thing from Therral.
I definitely do not.
And then we will return to the dragon and return his beloved to him.
But-
And then we will gain his aid.
But if we
It will be
gain
done
the-
here and return with whatever.
But if we gain the information about Exilia, then we will save us months and months of work, allowing Theraptus to properly rebuild his forces in Newport, and then we wouldn't need the druid's help.
Traptus said that he could handle it. We're here to get the druid's help, because we need more sensible druids on our side. The ones
But
we have don't
how
really
do you suppose we get it, though? Do you think he will just give it to us?
We tell him. Well, he sent his people to death. I imagine that's. I mean, his people dying for this. I mean, that's pretty bad. Would you send your comrades to die for something you wanted?
I mean,
Would
it
rather
might
give them
work,
extra-
but it might be something that he's not willing to sacrifice
Well,
because
we'll
it
ask him.
make her more powerful or something. Yeah, we
We'll
could.
ask him, and then he will have the choice.
Sure. And if we do not agree?
Well, and we'll consider that at that point.
Right.
Yeah, do you know what this cauldron of dead people is?
No, but I imagine it's significant.
He said that he had one, meaning that there's countably more than one.
There might be. It might be a very powerful object.
Potentially, and if that's the case, then he could always have other druids recover it, if it's so important.
Perhaps.
That's not really our concern.
No, Dark.
It might.
If Fargus were around, he'd have a legit chance of knowing. But this is an item that is certainly associated with the High Druid icon, and Dwohurim has already thrown quite a number of High Druid dice today.
Yeah, I haven't really been... Haven't been as negative with the Hydra as I used to be, huh? Just positive enough to not give me a benefit. Damn. I suppose we have a good night's sleep then, and then prepare to go for go back to the sanctuary.
Well, it's not as comfortable, and not as, noise suppressing and obscuring, and not as food enriching as the Arcane College is. And maybe not as private, because, the walls are thin, but sure, you can get a decent enough rest, depending on your definition of decent.
Not in a ruin.
If you're not in the ruin, yes, you
Oh,
don't have
so,
to
I
make
mean,
you don't
that's a-
have to make saves to lose recoveries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are
On that note, Aurelia should probably recover hers. Your token at least has like one recovery.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's
Yeah,
true.
We gotta fill heal up and stuff.
Chi points and everything.
That's true.
Those are important, sheep.
They are important.
I'm
They
going
make
to
me
fight
not
the
die,
dragon.
that's important.
Oh wait, I only have one recovery. No, Grimith! No, I had a full. No, you guys got it. No. I don't know what you did with him. Maybe you snacked on him. I don't know. Just.
It's because he has a thing that ate his brain. That'd be a giveaway. I'm just so tired. Like, I can't really think straight. I have a headache.
Angel Devour.
Explode his head.
That's why she killed the innocent.
That's true.
And that's why she ordered brains from the Tavern Keep.
I would like a healthy serving of I mean,
She's actually a zombie. Oh man.
Yeah. I'm really a zombie.
Uh-huh.
That's a unique thing, isn't it? Well, I suppose next morning we go to the Sylvan Sanctuary to, well,
right.
I guess like knock on the tree and be like, so is he still here? Can we?
The tree like opens like its eyes at being knocked on, like turns to look at you, and says, "Have you perhaps considered asking someone who can move a little faster?"
Because I looks like a dog or something, whatever is near.
You squirrel! Go tell your master to come here.
It'd be great if you could go and tell Therral, that's his name. What was wrong? Therral, the Everliving.
Yes,
Fair
yes, I understand.
The
I've-
dead
It's
dwarf.
these damn names.
I've
Yep.
made that mistake in my head canon before too.
that we are here to talk to him about this whole recovery.
Well, it certainly takes not as long. Maybe instead of 24, 26 minutes, it takes like 17 minutes. But eventually, Therral, the Everliving, does end up making his way out of the Sylvan Sanctuary, and he looks at you folks and he says, "So then, you've gathered your information, you're ready to make your move?"
Yes, so to speak. And we have a way in which success of her recovery alive can be guaranteed.
He blinks. Well, that's great news then. The fact that you're information gathering, that's why I asked. Fantastic.
However, it comes at a price. I don't know how high this price is because I don't know the item being asked for in return, what value it holds to you, but we would need to exchange her for something called the Cauldron of Dead Men. I'm not sure what this is. You would know. Seeing as you have thrown the lives of your followers into it, I could not imagine that item could be more worth whatever it is that you want from her. Her life, her security.
Exchanged?
Yes. Has the minimal risk associated with it.
Exchange.
Since we are the last attempt you might be able to do, well...
So you spoke with Chuuk then?
Yes.
Not what I asked.
No, it was not. You asked us to return her safely, and that is what we have intended to do.
These people here aren't my followers. I don't throw anything away. People volunteer and make their own decisions. This is not a dwarven autocracy.
I'm sorry if I have offended. I'm not sure about how the organization works.
Indeed.
You have asked for our help, and I will attempt to solve this in as safe a manner for everyone involved as possible.
What cause or reason do you have to think you can trust Chuuk in the slightest? Other than hers and your natural affinity in regards to druids. Your friend Fargus notwithstanding.
There is no such guarantee that can be made. I don't know how one would do such a thing.
I'm not willing to give Chuuk more power on the mere hint that I might be able to see my beloved back. She would not want it to be done. Even if I had the authority to just take the cauldron and deliver it to Chuuk. Have you seen Hazel with your own eyes? Can you verify that she's even alive?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet. Well, I can't very well be surrendering something. Especially if it's going to result in nothing.
If you had guarantee of her current whereabouts, would that change anything?
Guarantee of her current whereabouts isn't my question. I very much presume she is within the estate of Chuuk. It's whether she's alive, or whether she'll be alive tomorrow, or whether she'll be alive after the cauldron is delivered, or whether Chuuk won't just laugh and say, "I'll go get her," and then never get her. That leaves us with a situation where my best hope for recovering her has now informed Chuuk of their desire to have her.
Dwohurim waits for him to be quite done.
He certainly does appear as if he is at a loss for words.
Good, because Dwohurim's not about to take more sass from this guy. You asked for our help, and we're here to help you. If you had other choices, you would not have asked for it. You know how we work. You know we are not druids. You know we do not work as druids. And if you had truly been opposed to our methods, you would not have asked us in the first place. We're here to help you as best we can.
I am not doubting your sincerity. I am doubting her sincerity.
We would need a neutral third party then. Someone who you can trust to go through with the deal and that she can trust to go through with the deal.
It's not a matter of whether or not I trust you. I just said that. It's a matter of whether I trust her, which I don't.
Right. So a third party who can vouch for her and for you.
None exists. Short of the Blue herself flying down from her tower to mediate this, I don't really see how anyone's going to be involved who could actually enforce that Chuuk keep up whatever end of the bargain she makes. She's a dragon. A chromatic dragon. You can't trust them. Not even a little. Not even once.
Geráck nods.
Well,
well, at least you tried to repay the promise that Vargas made on behalf of your group. I suppose I will consider it paid all the same.
if... seems to think... Perhaps then, if... she was to be exchanged for me, I would stay in Chuuk's custody, and she would go, and I would remain in Chuuk's custody until this item was turned over to Chuuk. And then I would be let go.
Why would Chuuk have any interest in holding you?
Because she would then believe at least that my allies would go through with the deal and not try to cheat her of it. Because if they did, my life would be forfeit. And if I thought they wouldn't go through with the deal, I don't think I would suggest this option.
Therral has a mixture of conflicting emotions flash on his face and say, "That sounds like something you five need to discuss amongst yourselves."
Would that be an acceptable way of doing it, however? Would you trust us enough?
And could you give up this item?
As I've said, it is not a matter of trusting you. I don't have a problem with that. Whenever Fargus made his promise to me, on behalf of the individuals who traveled with him, I accepted that, and I trusted Fargus's vision that he had. It is one that I share.
Good.
The item in question is not impossible for me to get, as it is within the sanctuary. It is, however, he rolls his tongue around in his mouth and says, "The Cauldron of Dead Men." And he will begin to describe it. Centuries of soot and congealed meat juices have blacked the exterior of this iron pot, and made the magical runes on it almost impossible to read. The power of the cauldron, though, is well known from story and song, if only you guys paid attention to peasants or druids. Put a dead body in the cauldron, add water and boil it up. Soon the dead body will come to life and climb out of the cauldron. The stories are mostly accurate, and I'll delve into the metagame here. You may use the cauldron during a full heal-up to restore life to one recently killed corpse. The resurrected individual looks ghastly. It's a walking corpse that's been scalded all over by boiling water, but is otherwise ineffective. This restoration is only temporary, though. The person you resurrected dies again at the start of the next full heal-up, unless you stick them back in the cauldron for another hot bath. So you can use the cauldron to keep one slain player character semi-alive, as long as you keep resurrecting them with each full heal-up. It may still be worthwhile seeking out a more permanent source of resurrection, but the cauldron's a gory stopgap. You can also use it to bring back other characters on a temporary basis, as a source of information or to perform one last task. Quirk loves to cook.
This is what Fargus would have wanted.
Is that the worst quirk to give a dragon?
And I noticed that since we've reached our 4-hour group call limit, me looking at the webcam doesn't matter so much anymore.
Yep.
The call would have to be rehosted. It is not important.
It's not.
I mean, that's a nice item, but it's not as terribly destructive as could be.
No, it's not like resurrect an entire army overnight.
Well, no, it's like one guy, like every week.
As noted, this is an item affiliated with the High Druid.
Yeah. Certainly is powerful, but yeah. True.
Anyway, he will digest that information a bit for you guys.
Alright.
After that, I suppose we will go and talk again. What to do now?
I'm going to step away from the computer for a number of minutes while you folks settle down for another powwow.
I mean, if Chuuk agrees to that, that would be a good solution, I think.
Yeah, wouldn't it? And I will be there as collateral. She might ask that someone else be the collateral.
She might.
Aurelia, for example.
I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Good.
Right.
And we agree that it's the lady we're asking for. We're not going to double cross the druid and then get.
No. The information is very tempting.
But it is.
No.
It would be at the cost of his life, which would then rob us of his aid anyway.
But do we really need him?
I mean,
we want him.
Geráck will probably leave the party at that point.
Like, we don't want to. Yeah, like Dwohurim would not feel okay with backstabbing this guy. Like letting his love be tortured and killed, and him losing this item and everything. You know, all he wants is really just the person he loves.
But it
Back
would be
That's
for the
right.
greater
And
good.
that's kind of exactly what Geráck is trying to do, and Backstabbing Zone is trying to do the same thing. That's
It would be for the greater good. Auxilia could lead us to the higher ups, and then we could fix everything.
No, she would.
there are other ways of finding her.
Do you really trust Chuuk enough to give you all the information you want now, suddenly? Or is this just a carrot they know you will go for?
Also, it's not.
He
gonna
seemed
give
very
us
interested,
information.
but then again,
Just
I
gonna
think
give us a hint, basically.
her husband is rather known for having a thing for Draconic, for obvious reasons.
I do not think that was the case. I do think that she knows who I am, otherwise she would not have said the things she said.
I think so too.
Seems rather clear then. Go there. Suggest that I stay while the girl goes, and you
take her back.
better come through. You better make sure he comes through with this deal. I have no intention of being torn limb from limb,
Yes.
and I will not be able to fight my way out of that place. That is
alone.
absolutely certain. That is full of people who can end me in a one-on-one. I think me being unable to harm them with magic.
Yeah, let's be honest, Manaki. Quite a lot of us would have a bad time in there.
Mm-hmm.
You would have the worst time of us all.
Yeah, and her torture for months will not be appreciated. So, I really hope that you guys can actually make him go through with it once he hold her until he gives you the thing.
Yes,
Don't throw my life away, please.
No, of course.
That would be unpleasant.
No, we'll take her back here to the grove entrance, and then we will demand the cauldron.
Mm-hmm. You get the cauldron. Make sure it's the right one.
I think we should be able to recognize it.
I don't know that much. I don't know that much about druidic cauldrons.
And then return to Chuuk's estate with it. Give it to her and let me go. And then, perhaps we can look forward to future business as well. She has what she wants, and we got what we wanted.
Yes.
She is, I'm sure you'll understand, not the worst of dragons. Probably the best you can get of a chronomatic dragon to be. You know, with what that says. Could be a
There's
lot
not a big
worse.
difference between them, really. All the same.
I'd rather talk to her than the red. That's what I'm saying.
I suppose. She's less powerful, but that's... Yeah.
Also, she wants to talk, while most dragons would just kill you. Last one we met was doing a necromantic ritual with a woman.
She's still less malevolent in her nature.
In an optimal world, perhaps such beings would be good instead of what they are, but
Well, they aren't, are they?
we must work with what we have. Just as this city would be better without all the monsters, but it's not likely to happen either.
Nope. Not in our lifetime, at least.
I'm glad that we have agreed on the safer, if more efficient, and, well, less bloody path. I do not think her gods are evil either. They are perhaps just scrupulous. Mercenaries, taking the job seriously. A job that shouldn't
Killing
exist.
innocents.
Job that shouldn't exist, but we've certainly met more of those sorts of people. And I would rather spare where sparing can be done.
I would rather rid it of evil, but...
In time. And if we were the ones to slay all evil, then we might very well turn evil ourselves from lack of compromise.
It's only a matter. It's only a matter of time before the heroes become the villains.
At some point, the methods
That
we use
depends
to
on the
fight
heroes,
evil
really.
turns us to become what we fight. If we're willing to just kill and maim and murder and sacrifice everyone else for the greater good, he looks to
When you either die the heroes or become the villains.
then, well, yeah.
That's what we wanted to do in Newport, I imagine. That's what you said, at least. It's for the greater good. I heard you said that a lot of times.
I don't remember that at all.
No, you don't?
No.
You said sometimes it's necessary to do the to do evil deeds in order to do good in the end.
What sort of evil deeds?
Killing. Sort of. We're talking about attacking people in Little Drakkenhall and stuff like that.
Ah, yes, the taverns. You convinced me to do that, yeah. And I agree that that was a good idea.
Yes, but we didn't attack anyone until we knew. And they sort of attacked us, so...
Yes, that is always the best option.
God has
It is.
returned.